from the land of conjurers, flying through the internet to your device like a UAP, hauntingly unexplained and downright weird. This is the Witching Hours, and we are ready to take off in the flash of an eye. Good evening to one and all, wherever and whenever you are listening to this program. I am Frosty, and joining me, as always, is the medium Jenny Lee, and tonight, Alyson, the Priestess of Wonderland. How are you both doing this evening?
Good. How are you?
Doing well. Beginning of the year. How are you doing, Jenny?
So far, so good.
So far, so good.
You see there's a little hesitation there. It's just well, we'll get into it, I guess.
I'll hold that thought too, because we're getting ready to go into some rewind here for a little bit. But welcome in everyone. Thank you so much for joining us for our first show of 2026. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Already we have Amber, who's reached a 3-stream streak. Shadow Max gifted a sub to Hey It's KC.
No way.
We have that was the last one. That scroll down. Sorry. Shadow Max subscribed for 5 months. They've been subscribed for 21 months. Thank you so much. And Norse resubscribed for 24 months. They've been
2 years. Dang.
Yeah. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. We appreciate it so much. First stream of 2026. Here we are. How many years does that make us into this? 5 years into this now?
I'm starting to lose track. So that means it's been a long time.
We started this in 2021. So, I mean, I think, October of 2021. So it'll be 5 years this year, but we're entering our 5th year, where we're going to hit 5 years total. So.
Right? Wow. Is that right?
I think so.
I started streaming in February of 2021. So it's been 5 years for me. Mm-hmm.
February of 2021. I think we started doing the Witching Hours on October of 2021.
Hoaxer said sounds about right. Thank you, Hoaxsters. We don't know.
Maybe I'll have to go back and look. Maybe it's 2022.
What is time?
Time doesn't exist anyway.
So anyway, we got a lot of exciting shows for you tonight. If you've kept up with this show, like I know many of you in here have, tonight is a special show because our first show of the new year, or at the end of the year, deciding on how things fall, is our New Year's prediction show. So tonight is our New Year's prediction show, and we are going to go over a couple things. We're going to go over last year's predictions for 2025 and see how those panned out. And then we are going to have some folks on to discuss what predictions are for 2026. And if you have a prediction, you can feel free to put it in chat tonight. And we will read your prediction and go over your prediction live on the air and copy and paste it somewhere so we have it to go over next year's 2027 prediction show.
Let's slow down. Slow your roll there, Frosty.
So if you have a prediction tonight, or as we go along, something seems to resonate and you want to make a prediction later in the show, feel free to put it in chat. If you're joining us on Twitch, you can always use your Element 115, the channel points down there, to highlight the message. It just makes it a little easier for us to see. But you can also join in if you're over on Facebook. Let us know if you have a prediction for 2025. All right.
Nope. 2026.
2026. I only had to write the date one time today, and I got it right. I was pretty excited.
Nice.
So usually it takes me 2 months to get that right. So we're almost there.
What year is it?
Who knows? All right. So we ready to get into some news?
Yes, sir.
A little short on news tonight, but that's okay. This is we got a lot of stuff to talk about, so we just got a couple of news articles. Couple things I thought were interesting. Article number 1 was mRNA boost rewinds aging immune cells. A new mouse study published in Nature reports that an experimental mRNA treatment can temporarily rejuvenate aging T cells, key immune cells that decline in number and function as the body ages. Researchers identified 3 proteins that diminish in older mice and delivered mRNA instructions for those proteins using lipid nanoparticles, which accumulated in the liver. The treated mice produced more T cells and showed stronger responses to vaccines and cancer immunotherapy than the untreated mice. But the benefits didn't last. They were kind of short-lived, but they're saying that the repeated dosing would be required and that long-term safety in older individuals still needs to take careful study, but essentially a possibility where we have seen a slowing in aging.
Okay. I saw a similar story. I don't know if it was even real or not. It might have been an AI story.
Yeah, you never know.
The rats are ticklish, but the pictures were really cute.
I did see that. I think I did see that story. Yeah. I tell you.
Can I get a job where we just have to tickle rats?
Tickle mice, like with feathers. What were they tickling them with? That would be the
just their fingers.
Oh, just their fingers?
Yeah. It's really cute. It's probably fake, but it was fun.
Well, you know, that's like one of the things I have to look out for now doing the weird news. It's like there's so many fake news articles and like so I don't know, maybe it will help me get better at finding all the fake stuff. I don't know.
Coaster's seen someone tickling rats years back, he said. Okay, Hoaxsters. It was you. I know it was.
Second story for tonight. 2026 is the year humanity will finally go back to the moon. Astronauts haven't visited our nearest celestial neighbor since 1972. Now, after decades of ever elongating timelines, evolving mission frameworks, and years of delay, NASA is ready to go back.
Yeah, I think we were supposed to go back last year.
Yeah, the U.S. Space Agency's Artemis program faces its second mission in 2026, and it will be the first to carry a crew of astronauts aboard the Orion spacecraft. The Artemis 2 mission is designed to fly its crew around the moon before returning them to Earth over the course of about 10 days.
So they're not stopping, they're just going around it?
During which the astronauts will become the first in a generation to see the moon up close. No, they're not landing on it this time. They had a landing mission planned and it got canceled. But I still think it would be interesting just I don't know. I'm kind of curious. Can we even still do it? You know? I mean, we haven't done it since 1972.
There's a lot of speculation that we never did it to begin with.
So, you know, it'll be interesting, I think. Yeah, exactly. For that reason, to kind of see how that goes.
Yeah, I remember them talking about trying to go to the moon in 2025. Clearly, we didn't do that. No. And then they were talking about trying to go to Mars in 2027. So I wonder where that's at. Well,
Artemis 2 follows a November 2022 launch of an uncrewed Orion. At the time, NASA had hoped to fly Artemis 2 in 2023, but damage to Orion's heat shield during atmospheric reentry pushed that goalpost back. And though it's a series of planned Artemis missions, NASA plans to establish a permanent outpost on the moon.
They do.
From there, the agency hopes to develop and mature the technologies needed to expand deeper into the solar system to places like Mars.
Let's go.
So I guess this is kind of like if we can get around the moon.
Take our McDonald's trash everywhere else. Plastic, microplastics to the moon.
At least there might not be any water there for it to get into. But anyway, that was an abbreviated beginning to the weird news.
All right. And
to
now
the moon.
To
the moon. All right. So we're going to start off tonight.
Plastics to the moon. Never mind. Keep going.
We're going to start off tonight with Alyson, the Priestess of Wonderland, joining us as always for the moon phase update.
No, that's not what we're doing.
No, that's not what we're doing.
We're doing last year's predictions.
That's why I said I need a list.
Right here.
So there you go. So you need to say it.
We're starting with last year's predictions.
Okay.
I'm excited to hear them.
Take it from there, Frosty.
All right. So do we want to go over whose predictions do we want to go over first? Who's going to volunteer out of us?
Let's do Allison's.
Okay.
Since she's going to go first with her predictions tonight.
All right. So Alyson talked about 2025 being a hermit year. With withdrawal was intentional and necessary, and it shouldn't be seen as like avoidance. It was something that needed to happen. The core lesson was going to be finding the light in the dark, and then becoming a light for others. So it's going to be like a process throughout the year of trying to find your true north and your purpose. And specifically for the tarot, you talked about nines. You had the 9 of Pentacles, abundance and contentment, but also the 9 of Cups and the 9 of Swords. So there was a lot of fear, anxiety, and challenges that you would have to manage. And you refer to 2025 as a reset. Does that sound accurate?
Well, I mean, everybody is talking about 2026 as having 9 being the conclusion of something, the conclusion of a cycle. But I don't know. I'm kind of looking at them both ways because in numerology, we can either go to the 10, which would be the Wheel of Fortune for this year, or you can reduce 10, 1 plus 0 is 1 to the Magician. So yeah, I don't know. I think we can look at it kind of both ways, a completion and a new beginning, and the wheel turning.
I felt that way about last year. That it was
I definitely felt like it was a hermit year.
Maybe read mine next because I think mine had very similar stuff in it.
Well, we all did. I was rewatching the video, and like everyone's last year, we definitely had. I think mine was maybe a little bit different because mine went really economics for some reason last year. But yeah, so finding the light in the dark, the hermit, becoming the light, finding your true purpose. That was a lot of what was going on there, which I think made a lot of sense because I very much felt like it was a hermit year. Like I had just determined like I wasn't going to worry about or try not to worry about outside noise.
Yeah.
But just kind of focus on what I needed to do and like resting and like keeping my sanity essentially. So I definitely identified with that last year. Jenny, for yours last year, which you were channeling higher self, you asked what the overall theme for 2025 was, and it said transformation. And it could be good or bad, but you had to go through the darkness before you got to the light, typically. You said there were going to be shift-related changes that would bring a deeper harmony and love, even though painful and hard and dark at times, but that was only for people going through the shift, that it would be different for people outside of the shift, which you didn't necessarily discuss because you were talking about Team Weird specifically.
Okay.
Yeah, your channeled message was like for Team Weird for 2020.
Some of it was, not all of it was though.
You said there was going to be continued weather-related disruption caused by many regional events. So like not any big massive events, but definitely weather-related stuff. And then I went back today and looked at specifically what you said. You said there's a possible of a global catastrophe from the sky, and it would bring changes felt by all.
Well, it was the comet.
Whoa.
Luckily, it wasn't a catastrophe, but I think it did do some stuff.
Yeah, it said, because there was something there too about it could be metaphorical. So, yeah, the comet was a big deal, something from the sky in 2025. I didn't
remember that till you had looked it up. That was said. And then at the end, we have the 3AI Atlas comet. Yeah. ET disclosure was your question, and you were told not yet. Governments are planning for ET contact, but they're using confused awareness. Yeah, they're still doing that garbage.
I don't think there's any better term for what was happening with UFOs last year than
confused awareness.
Confused awareness, because everyone is aware of what's going on with it finally, but no one knows what the hell it means.
Yeah.
And so confused awareness, I feel like it's almost the perfect term for that, because congressional hearings and documentaries be damned. No one knows still what's going on, even though there seems to be a whole lot of smoke.
Anything.
I mean, there's almost more smoke than there's ever been.
Yeah.
But no one knows, where it's coming from. You were looked into the Trump presidency. And you said political fighting, division, but that people should be urged to look for the good in things throughout the year. And that there could be good even with the bad. So, and then once again for Team Weird, you said there were going to be new members, some members who fall away, and you said some will transform and continue to communicate in a loving, nurturing. And you misspoke or miswrote and said uplighting way instead of uplifting.
Uplighting.
Which tended to go with Alyson's
lighting the way. Yeah.
So we made note of that last year that you had written down on lighting instead of
uplighting. Huh. Interesting. All right. What was yours?
Mine was the Two of Pentacles. So I went with 3 cards. I did a 3-card draw, which I also did this year, which was the Two of Pentacles, which was a lot of uncertainty in 2025, financial resources and pressures for financial stuff, a need to be thrifty and a need for tight budgeting, a need to be able to balance money, but not just money, but resources in general. Which was followed by the King of Pentacles, which also has talked about finding balance and working smarter and not harder. So kind of going back to the whole thing of like not burning yourself out, letting things rest, like being the hermit, because systems were breaking and it's not worth putting your effort into broken systems.
Yes.
Enjoy life. Don't worry about the things outside of your control. If it seems that things are in chaos, you don't have to be. Hold what is close to you and let all the other things go.
We need that reminder on a regular basis.
Yeah. And then 10 of Wands finally was a warning against an overload, to let go of burdens that aren't yours, to withstand burdens that, but you were able to withstand things that you couldn't before. But you had to choose things that you want to have a connection with, like you didn't want to let go of things that weren't important. So I was talking about more economic downturn with no real uptick in economics in 2025, which unfortunately I think I nailed.
Yeah. Boo.
Grocery store bill. Boo. Yeah.
Boo. All right. We had some other friends that gave predictions last year.
Yeah, we had Tarot Mama one, and Tarot Mama talked about there was no overall tower card for the year, which she saw as significant and positive. She said that 2025 was going to be a year of movement, reassessment, patience, adaptation, rather than a sudden collapse. So once again, kind of like this very much hermit, like I remember like the bear hibernating kind of thing, in the winter, like that kind of, we talked about Alyson.
The Alyson shirt.
Yeah. Yeah.
There it is.
Let it be winter. Yep. Let winter be winter. Yeah. The year would reward those who pace themselves, practice self-care, avoided overcommitting, and make intentional choices instead of reactive ones.
Yeah. See, I took all of that advice from last year's prediction show to heart last year, and I really tried to do not a whole lot.
I did, yeah. And then our last prediction of the year last year from Black Sheep Meat was it was going to be a soul-searching year. And it is, if it wasn't worth it or important to you, to get rid of it and to focus on what was valuable, quality over quantity. I mean, same messaging. I mean, we all could have just given the same prediction.
Yeah. Really. Which is what I love really about these shows.
And it's really interesting because not only, there was so many different divination processes, from astrology to channeling to tarot, like all kinds of different things that people are doing. Selective connections with people, trust your instincts, find balance. Sheepy said it wasn't a starting over year, but a culmination year. That is the final phase of a longer personal and collective cycle. And then she talked a little bit about to use the year to kind of learn. And then at the end of the year, it'll be time to start putting what you learned in 2025 into action.
That's the way it felt for me. Like right at the end, I was like, I feel the energy shifting. And now I'm ready to like jump off of the starting block. Of course, after we let winter be winter.
Yeah. So
last year I was like, no, I'm not doing anything or just sitting back. We're just going to wait and see what happens.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Sheepy said that people may be afraid to kind of go back out. But she emphasized a sense of spiritual awakening or maturation for those that have put in the work over 2025.
Nice. All right. Well,
so that was the predictions for 2025.
They all went together very well, like they always do. Let's see if it happens again. Alyson, you're up first. Give us the moon phase for January, and then you can go straight into your predictions. And I'm sure they kind of overlap a little bit anyway.
Yeah, they really do. Especially because, I mean, the beginning of January is all Capricorn energy. The sun is in Capricorn. Mercury moved into Capricorn January 1st. The next week, Venus and Mars move into Capricorn. So we've got all of this Capricorn energy, which is really about like setting the goal, making the plan, allocating your resources, figuring out what it is that you want to do, like setting the foundation to build on for this year. So the first half of January is all Capricorn energy. And at the beginning of the year, we're not having a bunch of planets going retrograde like we do at the end of the year, which kind of shifts the cycle of Venus, Mars, and Mercury, which are all usually like near the same sign. They kind of like the sun moves into Capricorn, then Mercury follows, Venus and Mars are like right after that. So they all kind of like group together this time of year. And then that kind of starts to shift once we get into retrogrades and eclipses and all of the crazy things that are happen throughout a year, astrologically speaking. So the beginning of the year is just really this good time to build that first foundation block. And I know I'm always screaming, let winter be winter, but that doesn't mean that you can't plan. You can't think about what you want to do. You can plant that seed still. And a lot of seeds need to be in the soil, in the dirt, in the cold through the winter to enable. That's like part of their process to germinate in the spring, is to be in that frozen ground. So we can still plan, we can still dream, we can still organize things and figure out what we want to do. And then it's in the spring that we're taking action. But I have seen a lot of other astrologers talk about like really like planting that seed now, because so many different things are happening astrologically throughout the rest of the year that like it's going to be like an up and down kind of year. So it's kind of like you'll be like, okay, I'm going to start now, but then something will happen and you're like, oh no, wait, I should start next week. And so there's going to be so many times that we're going to like want to jump in and then hesitate. And then should I jump in? And this is a year, because it's a wheel of fortune, of whatever step you take the step. Keep the wheel moving and turning this year. So the beginning of January is a really good time to build that first foundation. We had our full moon in Cancer already, which whenever the moon's in Cancer, it's important to like check in. Where are you with your self-care goals? Are you taking care of yourself? Are all of your needs met? So it's a nice full moon to have. Like it was January 3rd, so it was right at the beginning of the year, and just kind of like, are you taking care of yourself? Like we run around crazy in December, slow down in January, slow down in winter, and figure out if you're taking care of yourself, or start making goals that are taking care of yourself. So the end of January, the last few weeks of January, is Aquarius season. So we're already got one foot into the year, and Aquarius helps us figure out how to make things work. Capricorn made the plan. Aquarius is like thinking outside of the box, innovating things, being the weirdo, being the way shower, shining your light, and then leading the way. So Aquarius season is all about trying something new, doing something different, being weird. So the week of January 12th through the 18th, Venus moves into Aquarius. The Sun moves into Aquarius on the 19th. Mercury in Aquarius the 20th. Mars in Aquarius on the 23rd. So it's like really the planets are just kind of like following each other. They're kind of like clumped together. But we have our new moon in Capricorn on January 18th. So the cycle is kind of shifted. The wheel is a little bit off kilter to start off the year. Well, for this entire year with the moon's cycles, but I'll talk about that in a second. So we have our Capricorn new moon at the end of Capricorn season. So I'm kind of looking at this as like the Sun moved into Capricorn, all the other planets moved into Capricorn. This is very like external energy. And then I'm finding that the moon cycle is like, how do you take that within? How does that integrate into you? So I'm seeing like we're closing the Capricorn moon cycle, or we're closing Capricorn sun season with a Capricorn moon cycle and taking it inside. What did we learn the last month? And internalizing it, integrating it at the end of the sun cycle. As we're shifting into Aquarius, which is all that new innovative new ways of doing things at the end of the month. So first half of the month is build that foundation. Second half of the month, figure out how do we do this differently? How do we approach this differently? How do we think outside of the box? And that's January.
Okay. That doesn't sound bad.
No. Sounds like a good start to the year.
Putting your seeds in the cold ground, waiting for the sun to come out.
Yeah. It really is not that crazy in January. I chose not to even go into the astrological stuff for 2026 just because it's very up and down and up and down. And
I think you might have hit the nail on the head already with the wheel is off kilter.
Yes.
And we have a Wheel of Fortune year.
Yes,
yeah.
Exactly. So, I mean, that's what I've focused on for my predictions because having this being off kilter doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing. It's just that we're experiencing everything different. What is normally like very equally balanced energy is just kind of like twisted a little bit. And so I think that this 2026 year can just gives us this opportunity to like look at things differently. And I don't know, it almost kind of seems like a test run of like the age of Aquarius that like we're going to be in for a very long time. It's just kind of like, well, let's try things differently. Like all that Aquarius energy that I talked about at the end of January and we'll go into the beginning of February. It's just kind of like, how do these like energies work together? Because I mean, we can't change if we can't like work together and figure out what's the common ground and what's the compromise. One thing that's really interesting about the moons for 2026 and this off kilter wheel is that all of the new moons and full moons are paired with different signs, but they're also paired with different signs at the beginning and at the end of their cycle. So like, for example, normally in Capricorn season, we have a Capricorn new moon and a Cancer full moon. But this year we're having a Capricorn new moon with a Leo full moon. So normally when that happens, like in 6 months later, we'll have the opposite energy. We'll have a Capricorn full moon with a Cancer new moon. but that's not happening either this year. So in the summertime, we're actually having, where's Capricorn? We're having Capricorn and Gemini paired together, where we normally have Capricorn and Cancer paired.
That's weird. So it's like not even the same pairing the second time.
Right.
So it's still something different.
So for example, next month we're going to have, this month we're having a Capricorn new moon with a Leo full moon, but in the summertime we're going to have the Leo new moon with a Pisces full moon. And that also brings us to the eclipses. The eclipses are happening in Virgo and Pisces, and we're slowly moving into Aquarius and Leo eclipses. So I don't know what this means. I don't know what this means other than it's different. And it gives us this opportunity to see, like, well, what is Leo and Pisces? How do those energies work together? And so we're not having our Gemini and Sagittarius pair anymore. We had Sagittarius and Cancer, and we're going to have Gemini and Capricorn. And it's like, how does Gemini relate to Capricorn? And I think it just gives us this opportunity to look at things totally different.
Did you look ahead into the years to come to see if they go back to normal, or is it like continue to be weird?
It goes back to normal May of 2027. So for like,
so it's like a year and a half pretty much of it being off.
And I think it's been 2 years because technically that shift happened at the end of the summer. So I think it is technically
so it ended up being 2 years. Sense. Weird.
Yeah. So it's weird. It's kind of the year of weird.
I like the way that you're thinking of it, though. Like, it gives us the opportunity to try something different, to see things differently, to do things differently, which I think we need.
And looking at the Wheel of Fortune year, it's like, if you don't like what the wheel stopped on, spin it again and try something different, try something new.
Yeah. Is that a Santa Wheel of Fortune?
Yeah.
Did you have any other insight about the Wheel of Fortune year, or how it pairs with it might also be thinking of it as a magician year?
Well, I think it might just be that, like, some of us who did complete a cycle in the 9-year are gonna be those way showers and the ones like, follow my light. I'm leading the way. And for the rest of us, we're gonna just be spinning that wheel and trying again. Which I think I'm a Wheel of Fortune person.
Dang. Okay. Do you have anything else for 2026?
I only about the eclipses is we are starting earlier. So normally, or the last few years, we've had them in the spring and the fall. And this year, our first eclipse is February 17th.
No way.
Yeah, very soon.
Wow, that's early.
A solar eclipse in Aquarius with a Virgo lunar eclipse on March 3rd. So, and then May 12th, a new moon Leo solar eclipse and a full Pisces eclipse in the summertime. So kind of end of winter, end of summer.
So even the eclipses shifted.
Yep.
Weird. It is weird. Yeah. It's all weird.
Be a weird year. Yeah. We're okay with that.
Team Weird.
Hopefully it's the year of Team Weird.
Yeah.
We're all going to doing weird shit.
All right, Alyson. Well, thank you for your information and for your moon phase update. We did get a prediction from Lori over on Facebook. Did you want to read it, Frosty?
Yeah. Lori said 2026 is a time for change for people, earth, and most for good. Unfortunately, some darkness will occur, but we will survive. Yeah, that's probably a pretty good one. It'll be interesting to see how we go tonight, because we have a lot of the I'm already seeing some similar messaging for this year already. So we'll see. It's supposed to be a weird year. I've been looking at like kind of what other things people have been saying this year. So we'll see how that keeps going.
Well, let's have our next person on to share their predictions. Rusty.
All right. So next up tonight is going to be Jason Cosmos. Jason Cosmos is originally from Australia and is a previous guest on the show. If you've seen that, if you haven't, you should go check it out. Has had a very impactful career, tarot reading. This reading stayed with him as he changed his life and launched into a new career. In 1997, he bought his first deck in Santa Barbara, California, and has taken courses with Mary Kay Greer and achieved professional membership with the Tarot Guild of Australia, as well as with the Tarot Association of the British Isles. He has completed hundreds of readings for clients online and began doing in-person readings. Jason feels that tarot is a key to unlocking a component of life and helping answer the questions: what are we? Why are we? And does tarot help me understand it all? Please welcome to the show, Jason Cosmos.
Hi.
Hi,
Hey,
Jason. Welcome back to the Witching Hours.
Well, thank you. Thank you for inviting me back.
Yeah. So you had shared with me beforehand a little bit about how you did your predictions. Before you get into your predictions, do you want to share how you went about acquiring them?
Sure. So recently I did a mentorship with medium Jenny Lee.
Oh, me?
And because I've been at the psychic fairs and markets that I attend around the DC region, I've been approached by people to do mediumship. And though I've done courses in the past, they really haven't helped me in the sense of being able to do it within a 15-minute time frame that you have at a psychic fair and market. And so I was in the UK not so long ago, and I happened to do a course over there in person, and it was really enlightening, though there was 12 people in the class, but it was a weekend intensive. And so when I got back, I knew that medium Jenny Lee did one-on-one mentorship classes, and so I enrolled in 4 of those, and it was great. It was a great experience. It explained a lot of the things I've been seeing over the years and not quite understanding what they meant, and that I've been suppressing and probably pushing them away because I thought they were a personal projection. And so it was really great. And so tonight, for the first time, I've employed those techniques that I've recently been able to access and understand better thanks to Jenny's mentorship.
Nice, Jason. That's wonderful. So cool. Before we get into your predictions, you had sent me some images earlier.
Yeah.
Just let me know when you need me to show them, and I will get them. I'll have them make sure that they're ready.
Okay. Well, I have 5 predictions, and those images are for the 5th prediction.
Okay. So you just give me the go ahead when you get there. And if you would like to, you can go ahead and start your predictions.
Okay, great. So like I said, these are psychic images or from spirit, and they are a little bit like headlines. And so I don't quite understand exactly all the information, but I can just give you what I was given. And so my first prediction is a white. The title is White Plane, and I have an image of a white plane coming down to a runway, but it's not at the right attitude. It's not flaring its wings like it's supposed to when they land. It's like it's coming in very short and it's nose down. And there's a roadway in the image that I'm seeing in my head. There's a roadway nearby it, and there's a truck on that roadway, which might just simply be a highway or a freeway that goes by the airport, and the truck has a black back to it. So this is the image that I sketched.
Okay.
Did it seem like the airplane was in trouble and like it was gonna crash?
Yes. Yeah. It crashes. Well, I didn't see the crash, and it's sort of like a snapshot, really, from a maybe a security camera or something like that. But I don't see it, and there's not movement, but it looks like it's nose down, and it's not quite making it to the runway. It's like it's trying to, but it's not making it. And so that's all I got from that one.
Wow.
Okay.
Well, yours are going to be really interesting to look back at next year. Yeah. Like, this is when that happened, and this is when that happened.
Yeah. So, and that was daylight, by the way.
Okay.
Okay. The next one is space rocket, and I'm assuming this is the Artemis mission that's possibly going to be launched in the first quarter of this year. And the image that I got, the information that I got, that there was a venting or something, a venting from the spacecraft, and it was while it was near the moon, and it wasn't certain that it was Artemis, though. But I got an image of 4 people looking out on the moon, and there's another vehicle on the other side of the moon, which is really odd. But I didn't get the word Artemis. All I got was space rocket. So before Frosty talked about that story at the beginning, did you know that the Artemis mission was going to be happening this year? Me?
Yeah.
Oh yes, yes, I did.
Okay.
I mean, I'm a bit of a space fan.
Yeah, us too.
and also, I've had some misgivings about Artemis. I thought the program was going to be cancelled, and it's been discussed. And there's the civilian space sector is doing things so much better and so much more efficiently, than the government, whole of nation effort. Like in the Apollo program, which is Artemis is the sister program 50 years later. But,
so the space rocket sees another vehicle on the moon.
No, out by the moon.
Oh, out by the moon. Okay.
So this is the image that I got in my mind. So you can see over here that we have the 4 people in the what I assume is I think they call it the Orion space capsule.
Yeah.
Artemis is the rocket that gets them out there, and it's a flyby. They don't actually land on the moon. They zip around the moon, and just to test out all the equipment. But what I got was that there was venting, and I asked, is the venting from their breathing atmosphere? And I didn't get the information, but I got a sense that it wasn't their breathing atmosphere, but it was something that affects their maneuverability, and possibly, this is a sense rather than information. There's a type of propellant that they carry on board the spacecraft, which is allows their maneuverability, which is called a thrust propellant or something. Might be hydrazine, and so if that vents all at once, then the spacecraft can't sort of position itself for a return trip properly. Yeah, it might be able to do it in other ways, more sort of like,
somebody's got to get out and push.
Something like that. They might be able to use some other mechanism, but it won't be as finely tuned.
Yeah,
There might be other alternatives. Of course, they always have backups.
Backup plans.
There's always a contingency, and it's not just one contingency. There'll be 2 or 3 backups. And so, but this is the image that I got. That they're in the Orion spacecraft, and this is, by the way, Florida, and there's another craft on the other side of the moon.
That's probably not supposed to be there, right?
Well, yeah, I just don't know. But that kind of looks like to me, it looks like a 1950s.
It does, yeah.
But that's the kind of image. And actually, to be perfectly honest, this image here, that with the 4 astronauts, is very similar to an old Soviet postage stamp of their astronauts out in space. But it was of the astronauts that died.
Oh, yeah. Interesting. Well, if that one happens, I wonder if we'll hear about it or if it'll be like, hush, hush.
Yeah. So, but I don't have any other information besides that.
Yeah.
I did get the sense that they returned to Earth, but I don't know if they are alive.
Oh.
Okay.
Wow.
All right.
Okay. So number 3 is the 4th of July celebrations. And I see a white building, but not the White House. Okay. I just see a corner of a white building. I see men dressed in black moving towards it in daylight. I see a map of South America and sort of like arrows pointing towards from, going into a country on the Atlantic coast. And there's a fire and an explosion and a man in a blue suit who's covered in blood and he's very angry. And this is the image.
Okay.
That's amazing how specific these visions are, that you got, blue suit, White House, all these in very specific details.
And I can't help but think that we're talking possibly about Venezuela there, obviously in the news.
That was my inclination. And because of the 4th of July, everyone knows, that in counterterrorism that terrorist acts happen on those big dates. Whether it's 4th of July or any other date that's it'll have some type of impact. Yeah.
Even the map, like the South America there, is pretty accurate, it seems like to me.
Yeah.
So that'll be interesting.
Yeah. So and I when I saw the man in the blue suit, I really didn't identify the person. It was just because he was covered in blood.
Yeah.
And angry, sort of like like running. And then number 4, I don't have an image, but I've got the words "holy smoke," and that made me straight away I thought of the Vatican, and because they once they have their vote and they let out the smoke,
it literally is holy smoke.
Yeah, exactly. So it can be. So there's yes, there's been a decision. No, there's not. Different color smoke.
Yeah.
So I asked, did someone die? And they also asked, did something get burned? And all I got was waves of pins and needles over me. Sort of like there's some sort of like gravity to my question. But I don't have any more information than that.
Wow. Okay.
And so on a happier note, we move to prediction 5.
Okay, and these are the ones that I have, right?
Which is, the Super Bowl win. Now, I've got to tell you, I know nothing about American football. And after I got the predictions, I had to figure out what I was looking at. So I used my tarot deck, and I drew this card, the 10 of Pentacles. And when I first drew a card, I was thinking I should look for animals, because there's always animals that are part of American football as their mascot. And I was thinking of Baltimore Ravens and Seattle Seahawks. Is that right?
Yeah.
And so I was thinking of that. And so I looked at the dogs and went, nah. And then I saw the dogs' noses and they're pointing up, and I followed the line and I saw that tower over there to the corner. on the side there with the ripples next to it. So if we could go to
the next screen here. There we go.
Okay, and so over there we see this tower, and to be perfectly honest, I haven't noticed it before, but we can see that there's a tall part of it, and there's a shorter part to the side, and there's ripples next to it, and we can see sailing boats, and see how there's ripples at the top, and there's ripples underneath. Okay, and so what I did a search on the internet for prominent buildings in state capitals. And I came up on a website, and I went through about 20 buildings before I got to one that looked like that. And it struck me straight away. And that building is
the next slide. Got it.
Okay. The Chicago Tribune building. And so you can see how it's got the center part, and then this part down the side. And I looked at it, like I said, 20 other or 19 other prominent buildings in state capitals, and this is the only one that came close to looking like that one. Then I had a look at it on the map,
which is our last slide here.
Yeah.
Okay, got it.
And so there's the Tribune building there next to that blue dot, and remember that the other the picture of the card had ripples, and there's water underneath, there's water at the side, and this is the lake, and remember that it had sailboats next to it.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow, yeah. And they're known. Like that lake is known for having the sailboats in the summertime. Yeah.
I assume so. I mean, it makes sense. So I had to look up, well, Chicago, what team do they have? And then I find out they're all the Bears, and they are in the playoffs. And so I thought, well, that's my prediction.
Hoaxer said the Bears winning the Super Bowl. What? And Cole said the Spirits have money on this game.
Yeah. I do know a little bit about football, and the Bears have been kind of a surprise good team this year. So they definitely have they haven't normally, they haven't been in it in a long time. So
like 80s, right?
Well, the Colts played them in the Super Bowl.
Okay.
They haven't been good in a while. So
the Bears.
So, there you go.
So Frosty, you think just in the real world they're a long shot?
I would say they're not a favorite, but they definitely, it wouldn't be like a huge surprise. Like they've had a good team this year. Yeah.
Right.
And a lot of the teams, not to get too much off from the sports, but a lot of the stalwart teams that would normally be the ones that go there, like Kansas City and stuff like that, are out this year. So it is kind of the perfect year for someone like Chicago to kind of come up and be able to win one. There's no big favorite this year. Yeah. So,
wow.
I'm fascinated that I've never noticed that background on the Pentacles card before.
Right. Yeah. I've always, I have always looked at the tower in the center, in the arch.
Right.
And I've thought that is a sort of like a minor version of the major card, the tower, being a 10 and the end of a sequence. But you're right. I've never noticed the tower, and I've never noticed the sailboats in that.
Yeah.
What if here's a if we want to get weird, what if it was never there before until you just looked at it that time?
Well, there's a lot of.
Is this like the double slotted experiment?
Yeah, and now it's on everybody's cards, and everybody's gonna be like, "There it is." How come I never saw this before? It didn't happen until Jason. Does a bear poop in the woods? We don't know.
Well,
but it doesn't make a sound when it poops.
One of the crazy things about that is you mentioned the sailboats, and that is specifically something because, of course, not in the wintertime, But when you watch like Chicago Cub games in the summertime, I mean, the lake is just full of sailboats. It's like a thing that is significantly attached to Chicago in the summertime. So very interesting. Very interesting.
Wow. Well, make sure we got all those written down because I want to see what happens with Jason.
I got him. Super Bowl Chicago Bears. It's on the predictions just summary. So we'll go there.
Awesome, Jason. Thank you so much. And excellent job using your new skills you learned.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. Yeah. Thank you, Jenny.
Excellent.
All right, Jason. Well,
thank you
talk
so much.
to you later. Thank you so much for being on.
Okay. Thank you so much. Nice to meet you, Alyson.
You too.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
So, Frosty, before we move on to our last guest of the night, it is the top of the hour. Would you like to reset us here?
Yeah. So if you are joining us since the beginning of the show, this is our New Year's prediction show. So as you can probably tell, we have been making predictions this evening for the year 2026. Earlier in the show, we went over our 2025 predictions. So if you missed that, you can always go back on YouTube where we have all of our episodes. You can go there and go over and see what we got right and what people got wrong from last year. I think for the most part, it was mostly right. So you can go back and check that out. So if you're enjoying the show tonight and you haven't followed us over on YouTube, you can go over there and like and subscribe and do all those things. We're also on all the podcast platforms. So Spotify and Apple Podcasts and all that stuff. And if you would, especially on Apple Podcasts, but anywhere you can, leave us a review. That always helps. The more reviews you leave, essentially means the more times that Apple and Spotify and things like that will make our show pop up for people. So feel free to go over and do those
remind
things.
everybody what we're doing at the very end of the show tonight.
Oh yes, we are going to go over Team Weird Takeover news. Team Weird Takeover news for 2026, and possibly being able to purchase tickets for 2026 tonight as just for Team Weird. So,
and also don't forget on the holiday Christmas special, we had the Witching Hours merch. I always say the wrong thing. We have the Witching Hours merch giveaway. We open it up to everybody this time. We have all the names queued up in the Wheel of Weirdos, and at the end of the show, we will see who wins the merch.
Yep.
So stick around.
There we go.
And now,
if you are watching the show or hanging out with us now, then you already know Medium Jenny Lee. But did you know you can book a private session, explore her spiritual services, or check out her latest content all in one place? Head over to mediumjennylee.com. Whether you're seeking guidance, answers from beyond, or just curious about what the spirit world has to say, Jenny offers personal readings, mentorship, and more. Don't miss your chance to connect directly. Visit mediumjennylee.com and take the next step on your spiritual journey. Your journey to the weird is just a click away. All right. So next one tonight, we are going to have Kiki Kannon. Kiki Kannon has experienced intuition and spiritual sensitivity since childhood with tarot, which became an important part of her path as a teenager. After a spiritual awakening in 2021, she returned to her practice with deeper understanding. Today, Kiki works as a tarot reader while continuing to grow and understand spiritual healing work. Please welcome to the show, Kiki Kannon.
Hello.
Hi,
Hello, Kiki. How are you
Hi,
doing?
everyone. I'm doing good. I'm doing very well. Thank you for having me on.
We're excited to have you. I saw there was a kitty on your lap before you came on the screen.
Yeah, he's like, give me attention. Hurry.
All right, Kiki, how did you go about your predictions?
So I did tarot, and I split it up by season.
Okay.
So I will be flipping my camera. Don't shoot the messenger. I did look at him to get an idea. But, also, like, I've been setting my intention to what the year will be to see, like, what comes through. So some of it's, like, intuitive hits combination with this. And I just did it. So it's fresh in my mind. I generally don't try to look too far ahead because I tend to be a scared bear, but you know, we'll just see. It's gonna be good. Maybe, you know. Let me see which camera. Like 6 cameras somehow. No, that's not right. Sorry, my bad.
You're okay.
I'm gonna get it. There we go.
There you go.
Yay. Okay, so for these, I pulled for the like overall energy. So that looks good in my opinion, because we have the 2 of Cups. So it's kind of like, I view it as connecting with people again, maybe. You know, we went from the Hermit, so maybe we're reconnecting, or even reconnecting with ourselves. So I feel like last year we maybe shedded a lot. We became this new person. What are we doing? Who are we now? So maybe like reconnecting in those different ways on a more emotional level. Also, this kind of is reminding me of the Page of Cups. So maybe new connections with people, as well as maybe getting into something new, which makes sense because I'm seeing as kind of like a page year almost. You mentioned like the Magician. Some of the energy feels like that to me, a little bit new. Some of it, you know. And then we have the 6 of Wands here in reverse. So I take and look, he's on his horse, and it's like the fire horse. It's the fire horse year. So this kind of came in and it made me think of that fire horse.
Chinese Lunar New Year is the fire horse. Right.
And I was taking this as like seeing success in a different way, redefining your success. How are we going to support ourselves and like view things differently because it's different? These are the guidance cards. And we got a lot of earth energy over here with the 10 of Pentacles and the King of Pentacles. I kind of viewed this as kind of being careful with money and spending still.
Those goddamn groceries.
In that way, like money still might be a challenge.
Yeah.
So the King of Pentacles is like kind of being responsible, being rooted still, trying to be grounded, trying to stay grounded through it, and being like responsible, maybe being patient, maybe I'm not really good at that. So and then I kind of did the seasons. So your overall message was a lot of the same stuff that Alyson said. Yeah, like trying something new, doing something different. Yeah. Nice. So this is the winner. Don't hate me. Okay. Don't hate me.
It's not you, it's the cards.
You're right. It's not me. Don't shoot the messenger. It's good though. It's good. I'm gonna tell you how it's fun. I'm gonna show you that it's fun. Okay. So yes, we do have the 3 of Swords in the Tower. So things might not work out, or it might be hard. So like before, maybe we were in the energy of things not working out and constantly falling. Now is the time to like get back up. Who are you now? You're not who you were before. You learned a lot. You're a new person. So we have this page energy coming in. It's like they're wanting to support you. Like, come on, try again. Like keep lighting the match.
You're talking right. You're talking right to me, Kiki. I hope you know.
Oh, am I? Yeah. Speaking to. Well, you know, you also have that Leo sun. So Leos are going to have a lot of stuff going on. I feel like in Aquarius, and I mean everybody really. But yeah. But see, then we have the 8 of Swords in reverse here. So it's freeing yourself, like stop trapping yourself, maybe get out of the victim complex, maybe get out of like why I feel stuck, revert, try something different, trying not to be in the mud anymore. So is it going to be a hard winter? Yes, I'm sorry, but it'll be a challenge. But if you do good, maybe spring will be better. That's the winner. Yay, fun. Okay. Spring, it gets better. Okay. Ace of Cups. Going back into self-love. I love it. Spirit, it's like, you know, love yourself, rejuvenation, good job, you know. And then we have the 8 of Cups. But I view this as maybe outgrowing things because he seems okay. Like he seems good. He's like packing up and he's like, oh, I'm done doing my work here. I want to move on to something else, maybe seeing what doesn't work out. I'm going to view it as a growing opportunity. We even have like the full moon in the background, like maybe shedding something. And then we have the 4 of Wands. So I feel like maybe there's celebration with the combination of the celebration and the Lovers. So some people might be getting married in the spring. Some people maybe get engaged in the spring, I feel like. Or it could just be a time of celebrating, of moving up. Maybe you get a promotion at work, or maybe things are finally turning around. Like maybe you're starting to see the light out of the winter. It seems more positive. It seems like more rejuvenated because we have this wand energy with the lovers here. So I like this. It's good.
Spring's looking good.
Yeah, And then we move to summer. I'm going to move these up so it's not so confusing. We have the 9 of Cups here in reverse, the 7 of Wands, the Knight of Wands. There's that horse, the fire horse coming in.
Weird. 2 of them.
Yeah, this is specifically more of like that energy. So maybe the energy is stronger right here, because I definitely feel like with the 9 of Cups and the 7 of Cups, it's like, what do you wish for and how hard are you going to fight for it? Like, how much do you want it? Are you going to be able to fit it in and balance it in? Is it going to work? Or are you going to be haphazard with the energy of the Knight of Wands? Are you going to use the Knight of Wands? The Knight of Wands in your advantage? Because the fire energy can be very inspirational, passionate, big, not necessarily the fastest, but it can do a lot of damage. But when it's not controlled, it can just get out of hand and things get out of balance and it's too much. So kind of weigh your options. Like, what are you actually able to handle? Is what you really want too big? Are you like, I want $1 million? Well, that's probably not going to happen. There might be a lot of opposition with the 7 of Wands. There might be a lot of things going up against us. It might be hard, but it's not impossible. So we just want to rebalance, figure out like what fits in, like what can we manage? And also this 2 of Pentacles for this deck kind of reminds me of the Hangman, because he kind of has his leg up, and also these 2 different options. So it might feel a little stagnant for some people, but it could be an opportunity to kind of reflect of where we are and kind of be like, okay, we have all this energy and stuff coming in. Are we using our energy wisely? Is it going in the direction of what we want, of our 9 of Cups? Is it benefiting where we're going? And then I have the Fall here. Benefiting. All right, this one's a tricky one. I feel like it's going to be really different for everyone. It feels personal on some level. If we have the Moon here, I feel like a lot of stuff is maybe coming up, maybe some things we didn't see coming, maybe some emotions. And I feel like maybe fears of things are coming up for some people. And that's why we have like kind of the Towers in reverse. It's more of like an internal thing, like an internal, like things that we're maybe viewing. Or for some people, the Tower could be averting disaster. Like maybe what could have gone wrong didn't go wrong. Like maybe we're like, okay, we're good, not to like freak anyone out. I don't think it's an interesting energy. And because we have, this very interesting 9 of Wands here, where she's kind of protecting herself and guarding and locked away, with the 4 of Pentacles of like protecting myself, of like, so again, money might be tight for some people, but it might be a sense of like a lot of stuff's going on. I'm having to look at a lot of things and I need space to think about all of this. For some people, I feel like they might be actually going through some kind of transformation. And for some people, it feels more closed. It feels kind of like a winter. It feels a little hermity, but also a little bit like things are coming up with this Moon card. So it's an interesting energy. I don't think it's going to be as hard as winter personally. Fall, it could just be, not giving up and holding out through it. And it might just be some hiccups of things coming up, but you're like, okay, maybe. So I'm not like, as worried about it. Now, I wasn't sure how far, like, I didn't want to take up too much time, how that would run. I did pull 4 more cards for like the winter to come.
Okay.
If we had time, I didn't look at them yet. It's kind of up to you guys. I know it's like a book.
We had 2, but hold on a second, because we had 2 Tower cards in the year.
Yes. Yes. That's why I lit my Tower candle right here.
But one was in reverse.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. So it like in general, it's interesting because it feels like an explosive year where there's a lot of endings, but beginnings at the same time.
Yeah.
And it's like it's still kind of like the old year mixing in with this new energy, and it feels weird. It feels like a washing machine to me, kind of.
Alyson was talking about it being an up and down, up and down.
A weird year.
Which your spread was kind of like that too. Yeah. It was kind of like, okay, this is going to be shit, but then this is going to be better, and then that's going to not be so fun, and then
we talked specifically about it being a very weird Team Weird year. Yeah.
Well, a washing machine is very much a Wheel of Fortune.
Wheel of Fortune.
Oh, yeah, that is true. Yeah, the Wheel of Fortune, the washing machine. Yeah, that's probably it's kind of like throwing darts. Just try.
All right, well, let's see the mystery cards here of what
I haven't even looked at them. I haven't even looked at them.
It'll be a surprise.
It's a surprise for...
Surprise, there's another tower. No.
Please no. I don't want any 9 of Swords. I'll take that out. Okay, so we have the Queen of Swords in reverse. So it could be like contemplating again, like maybe after this, maybe some people are still closed off or thinking about things or we're being strategic. Maybe some people view some people as being cold during this time, but it might just be a contemplative thing. She's definitely like thinking on, and this egg is hatched. Like maybe she's contemplating like this new beginning or things coming up, and there's all these kind of butterflies, but it seems kind of like a meditative kind of Queen of Swords to me. So maybe a little bit guarded or, but then we also have the King of Swords. So we have a lot of the sword energy, the counterpart here. So that's very interesting. I always view kind of like I'm an Aquarius, so I am an air sign, but also, the age of Aquarius, as Alyson and a lot of people talk about of being in Pluto, maybe that will be more solidified at this point or have a better idea of what that is with both counterparts coming out of the sword energy. Which is, an intellectual sign. It's an air sign. It's the ideas. It's not necessarily capturable, but also Aquarius is very in the future. It's very forward thinking. And it also combines a lot of things like technology and where technology is going and how are we thinking about technology and what is going to be new with it also being ruled not only by Saturn of lessons, but Neptune, that Neptunian energy of futuristic thinking. So that's it might also just be talking about as a whole, just like this air energy, like coming in and being like the feminine. I think it's interesting that she's in reverse while the masculine is kind of upright. And the masculine also has a little baby dragon guy hanging out with him, checking out the butterfly and just studying it. So it could be a time to reflect and study about where things are going. Ooh, I like that. That's nice. So the 9 of Cups we had before was in reverse here, but maybe now here we have a better understanding of our wish fulfillment and where we are. And he seems very like content and like relaxed and contemplated and kind of looking at his cup of maybe like seeing how it's coming together. Maybe we have a better idea. Maybe it's kind of like looking back on everything. It seems like calmer. This feels calmer than this.
Yes.
It definitely feels calmer. Even with the Judgment card, I would say it still feels calmer. The Judgment card in this one, all these little dragons and stuff are just like coming out. It feels powerful. It feels big. It feels like Judgment Day of like, this is it. Like, how did you do? Like, where are we at? Like, what's coming it feels like it's an inevitability of like, this is the calling, this is now opening up, this is now, I don't know, it feels like solidified. This feels more like grounded into like, because this definitely felt a lot more wavy and this starts to feel like it calms out. But this Judgment card, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about it though at the same time. I don't know if anyone else had any opinions on it coming in here. It feels like bigger. It feels like I don't know.
I was just happy it wasn't the Tower card again.
Yeah.
Right, for sure. Yeah. So it does seem like it is going to maybe like level out a little bit, and I'm not sure what 2026 is from the Fire Horse Wheel of Fortune. I don't know. I haven't looked that far ahead to what that becomes.
Yeah. So yeah, trying different things, reassessing some difficulties, some clarity.
Weirdness.
Gonna be weird.
Yeah.
I'm gonna get there. No, sorry.
You're fine.
Oh, there we go. I should label those.
All right, Kiki, how do you feel overall about your predictions with your cards there?
I mean, I think it's a lot of what did you shed? Who are you? And kind of like putting the training wheels on, just like putting you out there with your training wheels on and just give it a test run. Like it does feel, I think because I'm just trying to be like, I'm just so tired of the energy I've been in. I'm just trying to be overly optimistic because like, I'm just tired of all of the, so for me, I'm like, as long as there's like opportunity or something, I think that there's something to benefit on. So, you know, optimism, I think would be, you know, I definitely think community will be important and connection with the Two of Cups. So I definitely think leaning on people, and whereas before it felt a lot more isolated and maybe figuring out things on our own and it was harder. I definitely feel like having that buddy or that support will make it easier, even if it is a hard year, because it will have it will be challenging. But I do think not only do we have more of ourselves, at least from my perspective, or more of me, and I got rid of a lot more, so I'm lighter, but I think the connections that are maybe going to help for where we're going will be an asset to get through it versus just being alone on a boat. You know, you might have a crew or something.
Yeah. So it might not be a great year, but there's definitely some positives you can try to find in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Alyson said the same thing, like thinking about it positively. This gives us the opportunity to do things differently. And then when I get to mine later, mine has some community things in it too.
So. Yeah. There we go.
Thank you, Kiki.
Yeah. Thank you.
I appreciate you coming on and giving us your predictions. Lovely job.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Kiki.
All right. We'll see you later. Thank you.
Bye.
All right, Frosty, it's your turn.
All right. So my predictions, I did a 3-card draw like I always do. And I just
he came up out of the bottom of the house and he was like, ugh.
Well, no, it's a lot.
I was like, not good. He was like,
really. No. What I asked for was to get a message, you know, for overall message for people in 2026. Like what do we all need to know kind of collectively going into 2026? So the first card I got with the 7 of Cups, lots of choices, but also can hurt with a lack of focus. There's like going to be a lot of choices, trying to figure out what the next steps are. And so many choices that there could be almost an abundance of choices. Like specifically talking about like sometimes having too many choices is almost worse than having no choice. Especially for me as a Gemini, that's not having to make all these different choices is very difficult. So we really have to use our intuition this year to make decisions because some of the choices we want to make aren't the ones we're supposed to make. So like we can't necessarily make the fun decision. We can't necessarily make the adventurous decision, but there's going to be a decision that we know that we need to make, and we have to kind of be mature enough to make the right decision. The second card I got was interesting because I got the 7 of Swords, which is on the very next page. So we went from the 7 of Cups to the 7 of Swords. So 7's big again. So once again, we were talking about assessment, but with the 7 of Swords, we're dealing with a lot of nefarious things, stealing and sneakiness. And so one of the things I got from this was having to be careful about your own moral decisions and the moral decisions of others. The world as a whole may become more unmoored from the directions or the moral compass that has existed before. So there's going to be changes there.
I think mine might have something like that in it too.
Yeah. you know, and I was thinking specifically of like, once again, like we're getting ready to talk about it, but there's like some money stuff again in this reading. So there was very much of like, things might get very tough. And if things get tough, make sure you're still trying to make the right decisions.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking when you said that. Of like, I mean, we're talking about expensive groceries here, and we need to eat. People might be trying to do some things to get food on the table that might not be the best way to go about it.
Which to me is just a continuation of this same kind of energy I've seen kind of in 2025, where, you know, people are getting desperate. And so people have to make, you know, so it's not necessarily like, you know, if you're looking for the easy dollar, just maybe kind of think about it and see if that's really what you want to do. And then finally, I drew the Two of Pentacles, you know, all about choices again, kind of going back to the Seven of Cups, trying to find balance and the idea that, like, you know, coming from these cards, you know, money could be really tight. There's going to be a need, probably a tight budget this year, a need to be thrifty, and trying to avoid the easy path, kind of those connections again. But really, so it's about choices, which you can bring the choices into that morality as well. Like, are you going to make the moral choice or not the moral choice? So the way I looked at it is this year, more money difficulties, probably a tough economy still moving forward, which I don't think would surprise anybody, which is going to lead to more choices we have to kind of make. Be aware that other people are also going to be having to make these decisions. And it's not going to be easy decisions, because there's going to be they're going to almost be overwhelmed with the decisions that are having to be made this year. And that's what I got. No aliens. I was hoping some aliens would pop in.
You're hoping the alien card to come out.
I get the economy.
What would be the alien card?
I don't know.
Ay.
So that's mine, Jenny. Are you ready for yours?
Yeah. So the way I did mine this time was I started out asking higher self, like I'd been doing, but then I just open it up to like any positive energies that want to come and help give information. And mine turned into like a written channeling where I just was writing as fast as I could all the things that were coming through. It wasn't like an automatic writing though. I mean, maybe it was actually because
how not?
It was so fast that I was just going as fast as I could. So in some ways, maybe it was. I don't know.
Irene would be proud.
Thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Because I've tried that and it never worked for me. So mine is going to be like my channelings. Let me make sure I warn you all that it's not really the way that I speak. And it's also kind of abstract. And I'm just going to read it. Okay. Great change. Shift in full force. Last jabs of the negatively polarized, which is something that came through in a reading we did for Alyson recently. That same phrase, last jabs.
Yeah.
Expect more structures to crumble. Expect people to step forward from out of nowhere and take the mantle for change, for restructuring. So it's like unexpected people to come forward to help restructure things. Let me reread that because the next part was part of it. Expect people to step forward from out of nowhere and take the mantle for change, for structuring that have positive polarity, and plan to do what's best for the whole and not the individual. But the opposite side of the coin of that is there's more corruption and atrocities and horror come to light from the past. More corruption, atrocities, and horror come to light from the past. And the present people, the majority, won't stand for it any longer. We're already seeing that happen. More and more will switch sides. Those on the fence will choose. People will stand up and say, no more. And that's like underlined, and it has a line above it too, and it's all capitals. So like picking a side, choosing, making a choice. Like I'm going to choose the higher ground, like your morality thing you were talking about. Mm-hmm. The physical earth is still under great stress and transformation. Expect more upheaval when it comes to natural disasters, and for them to get more severe. Climates change and there will be death and destruction, but this is necessary. Don't fret for what and who is lost. It will all be returned and renewed in your future. So like all the things that we lose and all the people that we lose, they'll come back at some point in the future. Here's our community part. Stick with those who you resonate with. Be supportive. Be love. Focus on light and good and hope. And love, 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 love. 4, all underlined. And then help. Underline 3 times. Help each other. Help each other through your love. Don't hold back. Do not become fearful or selfish. That's Frosty's morality thing. Don't become fearful and selfish. And then apparently it turns into, I don't know what century what is the century where they say, help thy neighbor. Help thy neighbor. Help each other. Be true to thyself. And then I did ask about Team Weird, and it's kind of the same thing as last year. Team Weird pulls in new, some old fall away. There is growth. Be secure in your group and community. And then it switches over back to the whole. More will crumble. People, buildings, places. The old ways will return to replace the stale, outdated. I don't know what that word says. Outdated ways. Don't be worried about old ways that were negative. There will be much new that is sprinkled in. So the old ways to me was like, I think they say it here, back to nature. It was like the whole back to nature thing. Back to nature, back to spirit, back to community. Expect more of this from all sides. You are loved. We are with you. So yeah, I touched on Frosty's morality part, touched on Kiki's community thing, and it definitely was talking about the being in the wash machine and the up and the down. Mm-hmm.
And the magician people coming forward and
yeah, right? Yeah.
Doing the thing.
The people the unexpected people stepping forward to help restructure things.
And the morality thing is interesting because after hearing you talk, thinking about the cards I got and the way that I was thinking about it, it's interesting because I think we're at a time where people are having to decide who they are. Mm-hmm. Like it's a decision where, where like people are having to do that already. And it's just going to increase, I think, in 2026. Like it's already happening. We've already had a pretty eventful, first 5 days of the year. So,
I know. And that's happened for quite a few years.
I was going to say when I watched last year's episode, we were already talking about how much had already happened.
Yeah.
Right at the beginning of the year. And I think it was even earlier last year. I think it was like on the 2nd or something.
I streamed on the 2nd this year. I did my Friday stream on the 2nd. And I didn't say it out loud, but I was thinking it's the 2nd and everything's been great. But I don't know what tomorrow is going to look like, And like, that's the way that it's been for years now. It's like, we just something every time, every year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Community. That was a big one too. For this year, community. So
help each other. That was some stuff that came out in Kiki's reading. Helping each other. not being the hermit anymore, realizing you have to have community to help you get through. Yep.
Yeah.
This year's gonna be so bad you're gonna have to rely on other people.
Yeah.
No.
Yay! Anyway, let's get to some good news. We have our giveaway to do.
Yeah.
For not Team Weird merch, but the Witching Hours merch.
Still weird merch. Just
it is weird, but I kept calling it the wrong thing every single time that I was trying to say it. So let's go over to our Wheel of Weirdos. Remember that the thing you are winning, should you win, is the Witching Hours merch. So Frosty can share with you, if you need to look at it again to see what you would like to choose, but you get to choose one item out of the Witching Hours merch shop, and it will be sent directly to you. This was a giveaway that we set up on the holiday Christmas special. So there's no more entering. We have all the people that we're going to have. The people that are entered in are Lars, Cole, Luce, Keisha, Hoagie, and Chico. Let's see who wins the Witching Hours merch.
There we go.
It's Lars. Congratulations, Lars. Woo!
Wonderful.
I know. I always love
that guy.
Woo!
So there we go.
Congratulations, Lars. Oh, Luce is here. Hi, Luce. Lars won. I'm putting on my Post-it note. The Witching Hours merch. So Frosty, share with them again the link for the merch shop so that Lars can pick out something he would like.
Excellent. So we're going to put that, I'll put that in chat so you can go check out the Fourth Wall store there. All right. There's a new shirt, a new Wanna Get Weird shirt. We have them both ways. We have Wanna Get Weird merch, one with the Wanna Get Weird on the front and one with the Wanna Get Weird on the back.
Because I like the one on the front and Frosty like the one on the back, so he just made them both.
Made them both. We got a Wanna Get Weird bundle right now. So like 10% off, you can get a beanie, a hoodie, and a t-shirt all together. And there's like a discount or the Wanna Get Weird all together. All kinds of stuff on there. Coffee mugs, desktop mats, as well as a couple other things that we're going to talk about tonight.
Right now.
So we announced Team Weird Takeover. We announced for 2026, we announced the location, which is going to be the Lord Baltimore Hotel in Baltimore, Maryland. We announced our guests, which are going to be, Sam Baltrusis and Andrew Warburton and Alyson, Priestess of Wonderland, and Kim Sage.
Irene and Danica.
Irene and Danica are going to be there, and we're going to have an absolute a wonderful night. A wonderful event there. And so now we're releasing ticket information for people who are ready to get your tickets. So just for people who are listening tonight on Team Weird, to let you know that tickets are now for sale over on the Fourth Wall store. You can go over to Fourth Wall and you can buy your Team Weird Takeover 2026 tickets. They are $60. $60 for the 2026 Team Weird tickets. Those will get you what you need to get into the event at the Lord Baltimore Hotel, to hang out with us all day Saturday, do an investigation Saturday night, hang out. We're going to do a Samons. Jenny's going to channel some stuff. We'll do some weird news.
Also going to teach us about some rocks.
Yeah, we're going to have Andrew's going to talk about fairies.
Yeah.
So we're going to have a whole lot of interesting things to do that day. And then as a separate option, you can also purchase, if you want, the Team Weird Takeover merch package, which is $50, which will include a t-shirt, like a custom shirt for the event, which I really like. I think that's going to be really cool.
Frosty spent a lot of time making the stuff for it. Yeah.
Yeah. So, and then it's just like last year, it's going to come with a whole bunch of other stuff in the package, and that's for $50. So you can either get just a ticket or you can get the ticket with the limited stuff that will only be made for Team Weird Takeover 2026. So all that is available.
Frosty, where can people find all the other information they need to know, including where they might like to purchase their hotel room, either at the Lord Baltimore Hotel or elsewhere?
if you go to thewitchinghourspodcast.com or into our Discord, I put all the information in the Team Weird Discord today as well under Team Weird Takeover. I put an FAQ in there that has most of the information that we could think that anyone would possibly need to know there. But in there, in that FAQ is a link to the hotel, which Jenny can put in chat, I think, if you want to, if you can find it. That will take you to block rooms at the Lord Baltimore Hotel for discount for Team Weird Takeover. And there is a code that you can use as well. The link should take you in without even needing the code, but there is the code there too in case you do need it. I think the rooms were like 158 with the discount.
Which isn't bad for staying in a fancy, schwanky hotel that, has running water and plumbing. Unlike
there's
last
sinks,
year's
there's toilets,
Shawnee takeover.
There's private rooms. There's even a pretty good restaurant in the hotel.
Yeah.
Too. So it's gonna be pretty cool. It's like 1920s French Renaissance is like the architecture of the hotel. Has some spooky stores to go with it. So we'll be doing some investigations there as well. So that's all the information. 2026, June 27th. We'll be there at 28th, the morning of the 28th, to have some coffee and to say goodbye. For Team Weird people, Friday night, me and Jenny will be there. You can get block rooms for Friday and Saturday. If you're coming out of town and you need a room the night before, you can book that Friday as well. We'll probably do exactly what we did last time. And we will probably, find somewhere to have dinner, and everyone who wants to hang out is invited. And we'll have a big old table and have a dinner Friday night before we get going started on Saturday. So I think that's all the information. Let us know if you have issues with rooms. We have a limited amount, but we were told that we could get more. So if you have an issue with your room, let me or Ginny know, contact us, and we will get that there. The last thing I do want to mention is we're trying to keep the event, I think Sam called it, for his boutique. We're trying to keep it not too crazy. We're not trying to have a massive amount of people. So that's why we wanted to put tickets on sale before we advertise it on the internet tonight.
So right now it's just getting advertised to Team Weird and those who are listening to the Witching Hours.
Yeah.
Before we announce it to all of everybody else and the other guests people too. So this is like your pre-sale.
Yeah. 20, I think it's limited to like 25 tickets.
We have 25 tickets.
Yeah. So there we go.
Yay.
There we go. So
let us know if you guys have any questions. You know where to find us.
And I'll show it real quick because I can always share my screen.
Yeah. Dead air.
There we go. So the top one, when you go to the page before you even explore the collection, you can just scroll down. I put them in the front so you see them. You can get the Team Weird Takeover 2026 ticket. And then if you scroll down to the next one, that is the merch package. So both should be up there. Let us know if you have any issues.
And thank you again to all of our guests tonight. Of course, the wonderful, lovely Alyson, Priestess Wonderland, for always being part of our show and giving the predictions and the moon update. And thank you to Jason Cosmos for coming on and giving us very interesting predictions for the year. I'm pretty excited about his headline predictions. That was pretty cool. And then thank you again to Kiki Kannon. Fantastic job on your reading. I loved how you just bulldozed through all of the cards and you had the astrology information and you just got it. So everybody did a great job. Thank you all for being here with us. And Frosty.
Well, for some more thank yous before we take off tonight. Shadow Max gifted a sub to Not and Getty. Shadow Max gifted a sub to Angel. Amber resubbed once again. Not and Getty reached a 5-stream streak. Shadow Max resubbed tonight. Just thank you so much. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. each and everything that you guys do for us. We appreciate it. Thank you so much for joining us, and I hope you guys enjoyed the show and enjoyed the predictions. We always enjoy doing this show. So
it's one of my favorites.
It is. So for all of you listening at another time,
all of you who are watching on Facebook too, because we had quite a few watchers, viewers over there. Thank you.
And all of you who are following below, we didn't talk to our guests tonight about it, but I will put links so you can find our guests below on the places where they can be found. If you want readings and things like that, we'll have all that stuff down there.
Oh, now
we have a daggone hype train.
Woo woo! Well, they got like rewards. There's new rewards and stuff for the hype train, so I haven't gotten yet. So there we go.
Cool.
Yeah, hype train. Excellent. Well, that's what we'll do. We'll hang out while we're doing the hype train. But for all the people listening at another time in another place, we will see you all next time. In a world of mass production, there's still a place where fire meets steel and tradition comes alive. At Vincent's Forge, every piece is forged by hand, unique, durable, and built to last. Each creation carries the mark of true craftsmanship. Own something forged by fire. Own something that tells a story. Vincent's Forge, handcrafted, unforgettable. Available now on Etsy.